Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the video. Now, before we get into what this thing is titled, how to wash your knives, that was a question I had actually from somebody. They said, hey, would you mind making a video on how to properly wash knives? So we're going to jump to that in just 1 second, but I realized after kind of editing and uploading the last video on knife sharpening that I believe at some point in one of my knife videos I mentioned this, your steel, which is related to sharpening, but I never threw it into that video. So very quickly, exactly what is a steel? Well, a steel is basically just a device for your knife that keeps an edge on your blade. You never actually want to fully sharpen your knife with this, as it doesn't quite have, that same properties as your sharpening stone. So this is just for basically quick edge work. Say you've been cutting something for a long time and you feel your knife, it's not really dull, but it's not quite as sharp as it was when you started. So that's where your steel comes in. So just like I mentioned in the sharpening video, guys, with the kind of the fine edge work side of your stone, that's essentially what your steel is. So like I said, you've been cutting, you notice your edge is kind of gone. Basically, you want to take your steel, hold it firmly in your hands, make sure your fingers are protected by the little guard down here. And if you're starting off, just go slowly on it, guys. You want to basically hold your knife against your steel, kind of at the same angle as you do when you're sharpening. You just want to make sure you get the edge of your knife. Never put your blade directly on the steel like this and start going. That's actually going to dull your blade, not sharpen it. So you want to remain right on the edge here. So it's going to look something like this. Well, you can see, right? And then you just want to gently go again from heel to tip. Gently go down, right, on both sides of the steel, right on the edge of the knife. Do it a couple of times and then check your knife and you should be good. So there you go, guys. I just wanted to throw that in quickly. And one thing to note, I did mention you can sharpen your bread knife, serrated knife. Typically, you don't want to use your steel to get an edge work back because of the teeth on it there that we can see. Actually, putting this on the steel too many times at the wrong angle can wear down the teeth. So again, if your serrated knife ever does get dull, just go to your sharpening stone and sharpen it that way. Please don't use your steel, otherwise your blade is not going to be lasting you as long. So like I said, with that being said, the main topic of this video is going to be how to wash knives. I had a comment for a friend on how to do that, and basically there's no real secret to washing knives. You wash knives like you would any other kind of utensil. But I'm going to hop over to the sink for a second here. I'll give you guys a quick demo on how I wash my knives and give you my #1 top tip that no matter where you are, at home, at work, and what any kind of kitchen setting, that you want to always remember when you do wash your knives. Okay, so we're over at the sink now, and you can see my knives are in the sink here. And that kind of leads into my top tip, which is never leave your knives in the sink. Doesn't matter if you're at home, if you're at a kitchen, like I said, never leave your knives in the sink. Why? Well, picture this. My knives are clean right now, but say your knives are dirty. Force a habit, especially in a kitchen setting, like a professional kitchen. You take your dishes over, you throw them in the sink to kind of soak because they're dirty. That's fine. You throw your knives in the sink. You know they're there, but someone else comes along, right? And they don't know that they're knives. You have knives in the sink. They go to say wash out a plate quickly. They put their hand in the sink. Boom, the knife cuts them, and they have no idea. So. And even at home, again, you might even see the knives right in the sink there with no water like there is now. But still, someone could come along, maybe not quite pay attention, drop something in, go to pick something up, boom, the knife cuts them. So once again, my top tip for washing knives is never leave your knives in the sink. Now, of course, if you come over by yourself and you're just washing them, that's fine. But again, if you're going to wash your knives, come over, wash your knives in the sink, take them out of the sink, and dry them, put them away somewhere, or at least have them on the side where someone can see. So again, that's my top tip. Never leave your knives in the sink. Doesn't matter how dirty they are, unless you're actually in the process of washing them. Leave them on a counter, leave them off to the side that are easily seen by everybody, so that nobody sticks their hand in the sink and cuts themselves. That includes you as well. Now, moving on to the actual washing of the knives. As I said, it's pretty straightforward with any other utensil. Obviously, at the moment, my knife is clean, but for demonstration purposes, get your water running, whether your water is running or you have a sink full of water. Basically, get the knife wet and take whatever cleaning supply, either a cloth or, in this case, I have a little scrubby pad with soap in it. Just get whatever, right? Wash off the blade of your knife. If you're using something like a cloth, Here, guys, make sure, your hands are always away from the blade. You never want to wash your knife, obviously, with the sharp part pointed towards you. Always have the sharp bit pointed away from you, and then wipe off your knife. I always like to start wiping off my blade first, and then, kind of grab it again on the non-sharp end, wipe off your handle, rinse everything off, go put it away, and that's basically how you wash your knives. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for this video. As I said in the beginning, I wanted to keep this one a little bit shorter. Just jump on there, show you guys, about how to use the steel. Because I know in my couple of past videos, I think I mentioned it, but I never actually showed you, what it's used for or how to use it properly. And like I said, someone asked me a question about how to properly wash knives. So again, just to quickly recap, with this steel, it's not for actually sharpening your knife. It's just, to keep a good edge on your blade. Once again, if you feel like the actual blade itself is dull, go to your stone, go to your sharpener. But, if you've just been cutting, you feel your edge is gone, go ahead, use your steel, and you're good to go. And then in terms of actually washing knives, guys, as I just mentioned, top tip, never leave your knives in the sink. Unless you're actually in the process of washing them yourself, never leave your knives in the sink. Again, you never know who's going to come along, stick their hand in the sink, not see it, cut themselves. So, again, always leave them on the side unless you're actually washing them. And when you are washing your knives, as I mentioned, I always like to wash my blade off first so I know everything's good there, make sure it's clean and good to go. And then, if your handle's dirty as well, kind of flip your knife over, hold your knife on obviously the dull side, the non-blade side, and wash off your handle. And then, like I said, dry it off right away and either go back to using it yourself or put it in a safe spot where no one's going to hurt themselves or it's out in the open so everyone can see that, there is a knife present. So with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it kind of clears up any confusion that you may have had or, wondering how to use certain things. For my friend, I'm not going to call out names, but you know who you are who asked me how to wash knives. So, buddy, I hope that helps you out. And yeah, just like that, guys, this video is going to be over. Stay tuned because I am actually going to have some proper cooking videos coming out soon. If you guys are wondering where those are, like I think I mentioned early, I want to kind of get you guys up to speed with understanding, how to use knives, how all that kind of stuff, the basics work before I get into more advanced features. But stick around for more cooking videos. Again, at some point I'm going to have another car update coming soon. But hope everyone is staying safe. Please stay inside, stay home. We want to flatten the curve. We want to get through this pandemic. I think everyone would like to get back outside, back to their normal lives. So, but for now, please enjoy the video. Go browse more on my channel. If you enjoyed this one, give it a big thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell as well if you want to be notified every time I make an upload. But just like that, guys, this video is over. I will see you all in the next one, and goodbye.